Hello, this is the second video in my eating disorder series. The first video is in a playlist on my channel that you can find under Aaron's ED videos. I would suggest check that out so that you can get the intro to this whole section. The first specific eating disorder that I wanted to cover is anorexia nervosa. Anorexia is the eating disorder most people know about and most people think of when they try to think of what an eating disorder is. And I've heard people claim that anorexia can only happen to people that are lazy or stupid, but that's not true. According to the National Eating Disorder Association, or NEDA, in order to have anorexia, you must have all three of the following present. One is restriction of energy intake relative to requirements leading to significantly low body weight in the context of the person's age, sex, developmental trajectory, and physical health. Number two, you must have an intense fear of gaining weight or becoming fat, even though you're underweight. And three, you must have a disturbance in the way your body weight or shape is experienced, undue to influence of the body weight or shape on self-evaluation, or you must have denial of the seriousness of your current low body weight. However, they also added that even if you don't meet all of that criteria, a serious eating disorder could very well be present, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this series. Along with anorexia nervosa, there's also atypical anorexia, which is where a person meets all of the above requirements except being significantly underweight, except being underweight despite significant weight loss. This means that even those at a normal or above average weight could have a form of anorexia. And as I said earlier, I've heard a surprising amount of people try and claim that anorexia is based around a person being lazy or stupid, but as I said, this is wrong. Or even and sometimes people even try to claim that those with eating disorders are vain or overly focused on their bodies. And while their body does become the obsession of the eating disorder, it's not the cause of it, if that makes sense. It's just something that they focus on as a negative coping mechanism. At this point, it is fairly well known in a professional setting that those that restrict long enough can often stop feeling hungry or are able to ignore any hunger pains they do have. And I actually know some people with anorexia that just never know if they're hungry once they've actually recovered. ScienceDaily.com has an article about those with anorexia or just extremely low caloric intake having less of a sense of taste. They state that, quote, although anorexia nervosa is categorized as an eating disorder, it is not known whether there are alterations of the portions of the brain that regulates appetite, unquote. And that there is now a new study that shows that women with anorexia have, quote, distinct differences in the insulta, the specific part of the brain that is important for recognizing taste, unquote. I myself have experienced this with my own eating issues, especially when they were overly difficult. And even to this day, when I've improved greatly on that, I still have a distinct lack of taste with most things that I eat. And I feel this could make it harder for those who actually have anorexia. I saw a TED Talk that I'll link below that discusses exactly that. Laura Hill, PhD, talks about her experiences dealing with eating disorder patients and her way of handling it. She discusses how she prescribed food for some of her patients and how it helped them greatly. I would highly recommend watching this video, as it might help you or a loved one. As for other things that could help, I would suggest just trying to seek professional help. If you can't afford a private therapist, then some schools and workplaces, colleges, high schools, and jobs and stuff could have resources through them, so I'd ask around about that. It is also advised by a lot of therapists to have a medical doctor on hand because the symptoms of this disorder are so tightly linked to your physical well-being, and the death rate is extremely high with this disorder that in order to fully try to recover, you have to make sure that your physical body is stable and safe. And that's really all that I have for you guys today. Since anorexia is so well known, I didn't want to just regurgitate everything that you've heard before. So feel free to comment below if you think I missed anything that I should add into the description or something. And don't forget to subscribe and sign in for my next video.